I am so excited that you found my channel. We're going to be doing today 3 different messages, 3 different groups on what you most need to hear right now. So let's get into it. Group number 1 will be this crystal. Group number 2 will be this crystal. And group number 3 will be this crystal right here. Take a moment, sink into your body. What is it telling you? Which one feels most potent? It might be more than one. Just trust your intuition. All right. If you picked this crystal right here, then this is your reading. All right. What does group 1 most need to hear right now? All right. Victory. Wow, that is a potent first card to drop out. We have 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. Goddess of the Moon. Wow. These are some powerful energies coming out. Let's see. Caring connections. And 5th chakra. Let's see. I feel like you're really sinking in to your intuition and divine guidance. Broken heart. You may have recently lost somebody that you may not have seen it coming. Appreciation in reverse. This is coming out, whoa. This is coming out as it might have been a blessing in disguise. We We have community. This is feeling like there may have been a third party involved. Door to spirit. Patience. Adjacent possibilities. I'm getting that you may have felt like they truly did care about you, and they may truly care about you, but they did not appreciate you. You may have been giving too much in this connection, and they may have not been giving enough. This is really looking like a blessing in disguise. You may not have had full access and power of your voice or your connection to spirit in this relationship. I'm feeling like there may have been I'm getting that there may have been kind of a two-faced energy here where you were giving a lot and very invested, and they may have not been fully honest. There may have been a third party. They may have just underappreciated everything you were putting into the connection. And this was for your highest timeline. This looks like a door is opening to you because of this split or the end of this connection. It looks like you're really taking some time to sink into the emotions of this. And you may be calling on spirit, asking for guidance. You may be more in the energy now of tuning in to higher source for guidance, for light. You may be in a greater communication with maybe your spirit team, your guides, your unseen supports. This really, to me, looks like the ending of this connection is opening a door for you to spirit that wouldn't have opened had you remained in this connection. You may have not seen this coming. You may have thought that this was going to be long term, but it's looking here like there are possibilities, paths, things that you did not have in your sights, in your horizons, and it looks like now that you're sitting here in this heartbreak, that those sights and horizons are broadening. And this seems fresh. This seems like you're still kind of sitting in your emotions. It looks like you may be deep in your emotions. Tuning into your body more, sitting with yourself more. Look at this journey on the bottom of the deck. This card is honestly so beautiful. Look at how magical she is. She has her bags packed. She's on her way somewhere new. But look at how much magic she is standing in. It's almost like she is still in her hands, kind of holding on to that connection, but it is behind her, and it almost looks like she's about to drop it off of that bridge. Onward and upward. You may be starting to realize that this was not in your best interest. I'm getting that you may be moving into just a more peaceful era. This woman here is just sitting with herself in her peace and her inner self. Like she's just taking it all in, like her own energy, like feeling her own energy for once. She's no longer pouring, giving. And she's just relishing. She does look like she's still kind of fresh in the feels, but this is a victory. Wow. Journey came out. That, oh my God. Ah, that's so beautiful. Wow. This is a new beginning for you. Maybe you've constantly been in relationships. And like you're entering now an era that is you. It's just you now. You can finally feel your own essence, your own energy, get to know yourself more. We have the thinking woman. You may be starting to finally think for yourself. Maybe you were constantly putting this other person ahead of your own self and your own desires and interests. Wow. We have third chakra. You may be this may be a new beginning for you to discover yourself and your power. And that came out with the Angel of Love. Look at how she's just staring down, holding her own heart. So much tenderness here. It's like you can finally take care of you now. This is really beautiful energy. Even though you may still be feeling broken, this is a really beautiful new start. The Magician and the Mirror. You're powerful. And I think that this relationship, this connection, was kind of squashing that out. Wow. You were meant, this was meant to end. Your fourth chakra. Archangel Raphael. It's like you can finally nourish your own self now, your own heart. Maybe this person was just not showing you the tender care that you needed. Rest and rejuvenation. This is a period where you really just need to nourish yourself. And we had patience come out. It looks like you need to have some patience with yourself. You may feel like some sort of urgency to go full steam ahead with a new path, a new life, which is happening. It is happening. But you may be sort of feeling a little bit of pressure to, like, you shouldn't be sitting so much in your emotions, like some sort of anxiety around too much time passing by, like your life getting away from you, because you are taking some time right now to tend to your heart. And no, you're being called to nourish yourself. Whatever you just got out of took a lot out of you. And you seem to be maybe in a fragile state right now. And you are finding your power. It's coming. You are calling it back in. You're reclaiming that. But right now, it's okay to hold yourself, nourish. Give yourself the compassion and care that you were not receiving. We have cornucopia on the bottom of the deck. This is a new beginning for you. You're going to have everything that you have longed for. Everything that you wanted out of this connection that you were not receiving, it's coming to you. Oh, wow. Oh my God. Okay. We have the temple path coming out with the garden in the gate. And to me, I love this card, Garden in the Gate. To me, this speaks of, one, just nourishing your inner child, showing your self-care, but also it's showing that everything that you need to feel whole is inside of you, and also in the space you have around you. Like, you don't need to go out and seek. It's coming. It's all coming to you. And temple path here, this is the path that you are on. Don't rush your healing out of fear that you will miss this, because it's yours. This is your path. Let's see. What else does group 1 need to hear right now? Okay, I love this card right now. Omens. Hawks are messengers, and the symbolism behind that is they can go up to the spirits and bring messages back and forth. And right now, as I am recording this, we just came out of a Mercury retrograde, which means that Mercury, while direct, is still crossing back over the areas where it was going reverse. So this is an integration phase. It's still like integrating the shadow, integrating what you learned. And Mercury is messenger of the gods. So it's like you may have received messages during the Mercury retrograde, but now it's like you're integrating that. And it's okay to still feel like you're not in direct motion. Like you're still in your inner world. There's a big energy here of just not rushing forward. Just sort of letting what be. Honoring your energy. Whoa. Wow. We have, oh my God. What am I saying? Integration just came out. Wow. Followed by inner journey. New beginnings. And self-love. What am I saying? That is so beautiful. Wow. Transformation. This is a period where you're transforming and you're still in the caterpillar phase. And when a caterpillar is in the caterpillar phase, what is it doing? It's eating and eating and eating. It's nourishing itself. It's growing. Stripping Illusions came out with divine timing. So Stripping Illusions is a card of shedding layers, like dense outer layers, maybe fears, grief, just things that aren't serving you, mind states, ways of thinking, just like shedding things that aren't serving you. And as you shed, you get closer and closer to your core essence, to your inner voice. You're strengthening that inner voice by shedding the layers. And divine timing coming out with that is saying to me, this all happened exactly when it was supposed to. And this path that you are destined for, it's all just in divine timing. This was a divine orchestration. We have ancient wisdom on the bottom of the deck. You definitely have unseen supports watching out for you. This was a divine orchestration. You are meant for something so much greater. So much greater. Perception. You could choose to see this situation as a loss. You could be angry at this person. You could not be wanting to let go or hold on to it in some way. But things are not black and white. It seems like you had something lasting with this person. And you could have thought that it was like a yin-yang situation where you were a great match, like you completed each other. And you might not be wanting to let that go. And there will always be a piece of that with you. I mean, when you have a long relationship or something that had a great impact on you, some of that will always be with you. But you're being asked to kind of like take a step back and sink into like your inner wise woman, like your inner voice of wisdom. Not thinking with, your fragile, broken heart right now or the spiraling thoughts, like pushing that aside for a moment, stepping into that wiser voice inside of you that is looking out for your best interest, knows your highest path, and looking at all of this from that perspective. Seeing things with just from a higher point of view. Anger. What was I saying? You could have a lot of anger right now. Anger at this person. There could have been betrayal. It feels like you were really loyal and they took that for granted. You could be angry at how much you gave and how much energy and maybe even time that you invested in this connection. And you could be feeling hurt and angry. But anger is just a surface emotion. When maybe things are too fresh to sort of look underneath the surface at deeper meanings, looking at things from a higher perspective. When things are fresh, anger it's easy. You're triggered, you're hurt, you feel wronged. And anger is an emotion that it's like an instinct, like it's a trigger, like you're triggered and you go into anger. But that's just what's on the surface. If you're brave enough to sink in, you will find more fragile, truer emotions underneath. Maybe try journaling through your feelings to get to those deeper, more fragile fears and feelings. Sacred space. It seems like you need to purify your space, your room, wash your sheets, vacuum, open the windows, cleanse, light some candles, clear their energy out. And cleanse yourself. When I'm feeling really hurt, I like to just sit in the shower and just let the water just wash over me and just feel whatever I'm feeling and just let that water just cleanse, purify feminine energy. Yeah, you're being called to make a sacred space for yourself. And sink into what you're really, really feeling here, beneath the anger and the heartbreak. Like the reality of this situation, like stripping back illusions, literally. Maybe you saw this relationship, maybe you were kind of living in the potentials, living in the fantasy of like what you wanted, kind of putting a layer of your own kind of fantasy feelings on top of a relationship that wasn't actually that fantasy, that wasn't actually going, like those potentials that you were envisioning were not actually going to come to fruition. Whatever way you use to really sink down into yourself, whether that's embodiment practices, journaling, exercise, getting into the water, Just sitting with yourself, feeling your body, feeling what's going on in your body, listening, tuning in. Whatever it is whatever practice you use, sink into your body, sink into your womb space and your root chakra, and be open to truth. Be open to the truth that you weren't willing to see. Be brave enough to strip back the illusions. And nourish yourself, because you have great things coming. Take this time, pour into yourself, hold yourself. Instead of wrapping your arms around this person, wrap them around yourself. Hold yourself. You deserve to be held. You deserve to feel fragile, feel your emotions. Your feelings deserve to have the spotlight for once. It feels like maybe they were just in the spotlight, like they were the spotlight of your life together. You were making their emotions and experience more important than your own. And now you're moving into a new era. It's time for you to let your emotions be the center of your world. You are now becoming into the center of your world. All right, that was group 1. I really hope that resonated. I really hope that helped you in some way. I'm going to clear my spread and we will get into group 2. All right, group 2, if you chose this crystal right here, then this is your reading. What does group 2 most need to hear right now? The sun. Oh. Broken heart. Whoa, let's see here. Rest and rejuvenation. Man holding a heart. And strategy. It looks like you are really stepping into your magic, your potentials here. It looks like you have remnants of a broken heart from some sort of situation, but you have been taking the time for yourself. You may have been journaling or doing inner work, and it looks like it's paying off. It looks like... Now take it how it resonates. What I'm really getting from this is that you're learning how to hold yourself. It's like your masculine energy within you is learning how to hold your feminine in her fragility. I love that. It's like despite the hurt feelings you have remnants of, you are not letting it destroy you. You're nourishing yourself. You're doing the inner work. You are acknowledging your emotions. You're taking care of yourself. Focusing on your wants, needs, interests, hobbies, passions, goals. We have fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra. Financial constraints, followed by blossoming abundance. You could have been previously, or maybe still, in a place where you're feeling a bit of lack around maybe finances. But you are doing the work necessary to bring you into this blossoming abundance. Walking away. Now, I love this card. If you really look at it, it's like she's looking back as she's closing the gate with these, she's looking her best. And she's looking back like, your loss. I'm on to bigger and better. And she's walking into, you can see these cherry blossoms are on the other side of the gate. New beginnings, beautiful new beginnings. She knows her worth. She absolutely knows her worth. She knows it's their loss. I love that. And she's walking into like a golden light, like an abundant new reality. Ooh, I love that. Fifth chakra, you're finding your voice. You're opening up to divine communication. You may be in a stronger communication with your guides, your support team, unseen supports. Door to value. Leaving this connection is finally allowing you to see your worth. You may have not felt your worth in its fullest in that connection that you've left behind. But that is changing. Absolutely. The key to manifesting abundance is literally knowing your worth and investing in yourself. And you are doing that. Whatever financial constraints that you had prior or maybe walking out of, that is shifting. That is absolutely shifting. This is beautiful. You are entering your era of empowerment, seeing yourself, investing in yourself. I love this. The thinking man. You know what this looks like to me? Similar to this card here, man holding a heart. It's like your masculine, your inner masculine is learning to hold your inner feminine. But another aspect of your inner masculine, look at how he's looking at this beautiful crystal here. He's holding it, just really seeing it, really seeing its value and beauty. This is beautiful. You are coming into a greater state of inner union within yourself. Your masculine and feminine energies, they're learning to see each other, to appreciate each other, to hold each other. Happy family. You could have just a much more peaceful and happy home life. In this new energy that you're in. Yin yang. What did I say? You're coming into a beautiful balance within yourself that you did not have in that connection that you walked away from. Action. I love this card too. See how there's a white and a black horse? It's like your inner duality. Now that you're coming into a greater union within your own self of your masculine and feminine energies, it's like you're finally able to take action. This to me, with the white horse running full steam ahead and the black horse starting to run behind it, it's like the inner light that you've had all along that has been like trapped inside of you. Now that you're moving into this new energy, it's like full steam ahead, but your shadows and your darkness that you're integrating is coming along. You are merging your light and dark within yourself. Indecision on the bottom of the deck. What is that about? Angel of Strength. Goddess of the Moon. You're going back and forth between something. What is it? 6th and 7th chakra came out together. That is your intuition and higher guidance. Your guides, your support team, spirit, they are really behind you and helping you wrap yourself with compassion and wrap your tender, fragile inside with a blanket of compassion and strength. You're learning your inner strength. It feels like you're really leaning into your spiritual nature. Maybe feeling into your body more, tuning in, paying attention to what your body's trying to communicate to you. What are you indecisive about? Burden. There's some decision that's weighing on you. And it may be, it's weighing you down. It may be even suppressing a bit your connection. Like the full capacity of your connection to spirit and your inner guidance, your inner voice, wisdom. Changes. What is this? What are you indecisive about? Maybe, this is what I'm feeling. Maybe you are in the thick of this transformation, and it's like you are in between timelines. You are leaving the old timeline behind and stepping into the new timeline while healing. And you could feel like the remaining essence of the old timeline, the remnants of the broken heart, is weighing you down. And like it's hindering you from stepping into the new timeline fully. And this could be really weighing heavy on your mind. It could feel like a huge burden to you. It's like you are going full steam ahead in this new direction, and you just want the old timeline to F off already. But going back and forth on this in your mind, like wanting so desperately for it to just be gone, kind of suppressing it, pushing it down to step further and further into the new, like rushing the healing almost, rushing your heart healing. It is putting pressure on you. It's weighing you down. It's weighing heavy on your mind. Your mind feels scrambled over it. You feel like it's like you're scared to fail. You're scared to let this new timeline slip away from you. But you are going through changes. You're in between timelines. Like they're merging right now, and you're in the in-between. And in this in-between, this is a time for healing. This is a time for nourishment. This is a time to lick your wounds while also moving forward. Both, the duality, both and. Whatever practices you do to clear your mind, do those. Meditate, embodiment practices, like cleansing with water is coming to me, like sitting in a shower, going swimming, taking a bath, just like relaxation. Just like letting the mind chatter go, the pressure go. All of this here, all of this beautiful energy, it's yours. Like it is yours. It's like looking at this here, like you've walked away from the old timeline, from the old energy. You're walking into this land of new beginnings. Don't stress yourself on that old timeline, like clinging on long term and making you fall off track of your new timeline. It's so important that we do not suppress and push down or push away the fragile, hurt parts of ourselves. You're pushing away a part of yourself that you're deeming less than, unwanted, that is you pushing away a part of yourself. That is a part of yourself. And in order to come into wholeness, live your best life, you can't push any part of yourself away. You need every single part of you. Wrap those parts in compassion. Acknowledge what you've been through. You may have been through a lot, and you may just want it to be gone already, but you need to sit with what you went through and see yourself, see what you've been through to get to this new timeline. Like, reflect, look back, journal right here. You may be journaling on maybe the new, maybe working on manifesting, like maybe even strategizing on like your new timeline, your new plans, your new goals, what you're chasing after. But use that journaling to reflect back on what you've been through, what you're feeling, the things that you're trying to push away. Journal on that. What is underneath the surface there that may hold hidden wisdom for you, that will allow you to embrace all of you? What is there? There's gold there. There is absolute gold there. It is so important to acknowledge these parts of ourselves that we deem unwanted, unworthy, unlovable, undesirable. Those are all you, parts of you that makes you you. That hurt that you went through, that hard road that you may have gone through, that brought you here. Don't push it away. That brought you to this point. That brought you to this new timeline. There are lessons, there are wisdoms, there are things to uncover. Dig down deep into what you're really feeling. Is there grief that you need to grieve? Like, do you need to grieve your old self? Do you need to grieve the time that you lost? Are there fears? I mean, there's one apparent fear that the old timeline is going to come back and your new timeline is going to slip away. Journal through that. Ask yourself reflective questions and then answer them. Inner journey, what am I saying? Go within. It looks like you've been nourishing yourself a lot in like the 3D, like your physical life, maybe your appearance, maybe your health. But you cannot neglect your feelings, your experiences, what you've been through, how. Go within. It may take you even farther down your new timeline. Let's see, one last card for group 2. Truth. This is the truth. And also, dig down deep into your inner truth. Find what's there. All right, group 2. I hope that served. I hope that gifted you in some way. Now I'm going to clear my spread and get ready for group 3. If you picked this stone, then this is your reading. What does group 3 most need to hear right now? First chakra, rest and rejuvenation. The sun. Broken heart. All three groups got broken hearts. Hostilities was covered by door to value. Let's see. Angel strength. I'm getting that you may have, take it how it resonates. You may either be in currently or have just left some sort of relationship with some sort of toxic masculine who has really broken your heart. I'm getting that your heart is guarded because of this experience. It may have made you either dim or lose your sense of worth, sense of belonging, home. It does kind of look like this relationship ended. And you're in a period of rejuvenation, finding yourself, nourishing yourself, building your inner strength back up, maybe even learning to find home within yourself, rediscovering, reclaiming your self-worth, your right to feel, the right and for your feelings to exist and be validated. Relearning your value. Rediscovering yourself. It does look like this connection really did beat you down. Definitely dimmed your light. Definitely. Maybe you didn't feel like you were allowed to feel or express your emotions in that connection, like they weren't as important, or maybe your partner was invalidating them. Healer of the ages. You may be an empath. This could have possibly been a narcissist empath dynamic You may have thought that your presence in their life could have brought them some sort of healing. And in the process, it destroyed you. Yin Yang just came out with the thinking woman. You may have thought that this person was your divine counterpart. And maybe that's why you stayed so long. Maybe that's why you allowed this heartbreak, this diminishing of your worth to occur. Sixth chakra, your voice you could have felt silenced in this connection, and now you're on the path to reclaiming your voice. And your intuition. Yeah, you know what this really feels like? You thought that this was your divine counterpart. And that if you just loved them enough, that they would heal. That they would get to a point where they could finally show up for you and meet your needs and have your happy ending. But look at this. This person just cut you down. This could have been a covert narcissist. Do you see this very thick, strong mask that's laid down on the tree stump? They could have revealed very fragile parts of themselves to you, taken their mask off for you, and that could have been why you felt for them, why you stayed so long. Maybe you made excuses for their behavior because maybe they had a lot of trauma. And because of that, you made excuses for the way they acted, the decisions they made, their lifestyle, the way they treated you, the way they spoke to you. Fourth chakra. So we have the fourth and sixth chakra side by side. Archangel Metatron and Archangel Raphael. You could have had these two looking out for you, protecting you. Maybe there was some sort of divine orchestration to end this relationship. Almost saving you, like a divine orchestration somehow saved you from this connection. Maybe, just maybe you wouldn't have left or wouldn't have been able to leave without some sort of divine orchestration. Take what resonates. Door to personal healing and happiness. Leaving this relationship was the only way, the absolute only way to your personal happiness and healing. Sorry if you hear my kids in the background. One sec. Okay, let's see. What else for group 3? Fifth chakra. Wow. We've got 4th, 5th, and 6th out here in victory. I feel like you escaped a destiny that maybe you thought was for you but wasn't. And you're finally coming back to life. It's like one by one. And we have 1st chakra. Wow. It's like one by one, your energy centers are reawakening. It's like the light's coming back to them. The life's coming back to you. You may have been in a pretty dark place. Strategy. I wonder if you had in the back of your mind like a plan B for your life that you'd been holding on to for a while. It's like part of you was wanting to stay committed to the journey, to the path that you thought was for you. But you always had like an escape plan in the back of your mind. Like maybe you had been like putting things in place to be more self-reliant. Things like that. It's like you had 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but maybe like 1.5 feet in, half foot out. Take what resonates. Deceit. Maybe you felt like you were wronging this person by having this plan in the back of your mind. We have woman holding a heart. Maybe there was somebody who helped you break free from this, or someone that you're able to confide in about it. Anxiety. Yeah, I'm getting that you having the thought of this plan B, or like wanting to break free, was weighing heavy on you. Like you might have felt scared to even think that way. It might have been really stressing you out. You may have been also stressed of thinking like, what if I'm making the wrong decision? What if this is my path? What if this is my divine? What if I should just stick it out and it'll get better? And that was weighing heavy on you. That could have been really suppressing your, let's see, your spiritual connection. Just the chaos of your own thoughts about this situation. Should I stay? Should I go? Is this right? Is this wrong? The energy of this other person, no. You couldn't save them. You may feel also guilty and anxious, or like it's your fault that now, like their fate now without you. Like maybe if they are they're now like in a tough spot, in a tough situation, that it's your fault, that it, like they're your responsibility to like fix them, heal them, take care of them, maybe even support them. Carrying connections just came out in the reverse. You could have been kind of like living in an illusion, like thinking this person like truly cared about you, and kind of like living in the fantasy of the potentials, or like what could be, what you kind of felt could be, like really wanting that love. But they could have really been not, like their actions could have been the complete opposite. Like I'm getting that they didn't show care or show love or support any of your interests. They could have been really jealous. You could have had a lot of dreams and goals and things that you like really wanted to invest your energy and time into, but they were just completely not supportive. And the way that they drained the life out of you could have made it like actually impossible for you to act on any of that. It could have been that you felt like by putting yourself first, or like taking care of yourself, that it was going to like upset the relationship in some way. Maybe because of jealousy. I'm feeling like you could have become pretty isolated in this. Blossoming abundance. Your life is going to improve 10, 100, 1,000-fold now that this is behind you. You are meant for so much more. This was a karmic relationship, 1,000%. This was not your divine counterpart. I'm feeling like you're going to be like divinely rewarded for your just faith and commitment and trust in like your soul path. Like I feel like you're going to do something like some sort of important work in the world. Maybe you felt like this person was like the key to that, like this relationship. Stripping illusions. Yeah. It feels to me like you were living in an illusion. And now that you're separate from them, like all of that is starting to fall away. Like you're starting to like you woke up from the illusion. and you're shedding it layer by layer by layer. Retreat. Feels like you finally surrendered. Instead of like trying to push forward, make it work, stick it out. You surrendered to something that felt lighter. Like you're finally done with the struggle. You're finally done like pushing a boulder up a hill to get what you want. Honor your energy. Yeah, I feel like you hit a point where it's like maybe you were so drained and so lifeless that you just finally had to surrender to, it's like you had nothing left to give. And when you're in that state, when you have absolutely nothing left to give, how are you supposed to help others or do this work that you're meant to do in the world? How are you supposed to pour into yourself, pour into your creations, to your goals, dreams, career path? How are you supposed to pour into anything? Friendships, relationships, etc. if you're on the floor lifeless? Reunion of souls. This could be like you're finally calling back in like lost parts of yourself, like a reclamation of self. It could also mean that now that you're moving into this more positive direction, that you're going to attract like your soul tribe, like positive people around you that are going to actually support you and have like a nourishing energy instead of draining the life out of you. You deserve this. You're coming back into wholeness, into balance. You're going to regain your strength, and you're going to heal. And you're going to heal quick. That's what I'm getting here. I feel like you're like all of the knowledge that you need to regain your strength and health and energy and like mental peace and life balance. I feel like it's going to just flood in. Don't lose faith. You are on, like, you just broke away from like shackles and chains. Like, you're free. Like, this is freedom. Like, you're finally free. Oh my gosh. Yes! What am I saying here? Unlimited possibilities. Like, the sky is not even the limit. Like your life is going to improve far, far, far more than you could ever imagine right now. It's almost like once it starts happening, it's like your mind isn't even going to be able to catch up as quick as it's happening. You're going to be like, wait, what? You earned this. Sexual energy. I feel like, what am I getting with this card? Like you're reclaiming your body. You're reclaiming your creativity, like your power to create in this world. You're reclaiming your life force. You're coming into balance. you're going to be integrating because of this experience and how maybe dark and deep it was, how it just like took you into your depths. Like you're going to be like, imagine how deep your roots are now with as far down as this relationship took you. Like that is how high your heights are going to get. And you're just going to come into the most beautiful balance. Do not try to push these, like the feelings you may have now away. Like really take the time to nourish yourself and integrate everything that you went through. Like you need a time to grieve. Like you need time to acknowledge what you went through. It's part of you. That is part of you. It could have like really brought you into yourself, maybe into your healing journey. Into like, it could have like forced you to go inside yourself. And like awoken things inside of you through the darkness, like exploring your dark, like the dark, like exploring darkness. That brought you here. So take time to see yourself. See, like, with all illusions stripped away, I'm getting that you're like a really resilient person. Like maybe even while you were in the thick of this, like you had maybe even, because you have such a resilient shell, like maybe you had this like front on, like even to your own self, that what you were going through like wasn't that bad. Like, oh, like it's not that bad. I can take more. Like I'm strong. I'm the strong one here. I'm resilient. You know, I can keep it coming. Like I can take more. Almost like a martyr energy. Like sacrificing yourself for the good of others. You went through a lot here, and you need to let that shell come down, that resilient shell come down. That will always be a part of you. Like, you are resilient. But now that this is behind you, like, allow yourself to soften. Even if it's just, like, in the privacy of, like, your own personal time, like, where you feel safe and secure, like, allow yourself to soften. Like, maybe while you're taking a bath, or, like, at night before you go to bed, just like do some deep breathing and just like allow like your outer shell to physically like soften and relax, and just like see yourself, acknowledge what you went through, grieve, cry for the time you lost, the like love that you thought you were getting that you didn't, the life force that just was drained out of you. Grieve that. That is part of you. That is part of what makes you the you are right now, and how strong you are, and how much maybe faith and trust you have in your divine path. Don't push away your dark. Don't push away the darkness for the light. It doesn't work like that. It's both. It's both and. Integration, coming into balance with your darkness and your light. Psychic development. Yeah, it's time for you to just pour into yourself for once. It's time for you to flourish. It's time for you to be the center of your life, the priority. It's time for you to take all of the energy that you have always poured into others and pour it literally into yourself only. Stop trying to help others. Stop pouring into people who aren't asking for it. That is what gets you hurt and drained. If someone comes to you asking for advice, like, that's different. Then it's like an equal energy exchange. Like, they're accepting and receiving what you're giving. But the dynamics where they have not asked you for help, or you feel like you're giving and giving because like you want to see someone flourish, but like they're not really receiving it the way that you want to, that drains the life out of you. Like, that needs to end. Omens. Let's see. Pay attention to maybe like flashes of inspiration that you're getting, like messages during this time. Transformation. This is a time to really nourish yourself before your big transformation. Like, it is coming. Like, you're already on that path, but like there is so much coming. This is a time where you need to nourish yourself. Focus on yourself. Make yourself the priority. You may have like a lot of dreams and goals that you want to accomplish, and that is coming. But do not try to bypass this period of healing, of like really, really, really pouring into yourself. You need to like acknowledge and integrate everything that you've just come out of. Like, whatever you just came out of, it was a lot. It was a lot. And you can't just sweep that away and like push forward into the new. Like, it's both. Like, you're in the in-between right now where you're like healing, where you need to nourish, where you need to acknowledge what you went through. Masculine energy. You need to learn to hold yourself. Wrap those arms that you have had extended to everyone else, wrap them around your fragile self. Stop trying to give. You need to give to yourself. Like, it's essential. You absolutely have to make yourself the number one priority. Even if you have kids or people that you're caretaking for, or responsibilities where like you're giving, like, you need to be number one priority on your list. Like, every moment of every day when you wake up in the morning, how can I prioritize myself? What would I do right now to make myself feel good, to set myself up for success, to nourish myself? And then, you know, your other responsibilities, and if you have kids, take what resonates. If you do have kids, don't like fool yourself into thinking that if they're not your number one and you're on the bottom of the list, that like they're going to suffer. Because it's actually the exact opposite. If your cup is empty, like, how much do you have to give to them? Your cup needs to be full. And then how much more will you have to give to them? Make yourself number one. All right, what else for group 3? What else? And self-love on the bottom of the deck. You will find the sense of home that you're longing for by pouring into yourself. The only true home that you have is within you. You will move locations, houses, throughout your life. And of course, that is your shelter, the roof over your head, your sacred space. But true home, your connection to God, your connection to Source, the divine, you have access to it through your body. You may know this, but maybe this is just a reminder for you. Find your way back into your core essence. If you are right now like praying out to God or Source or the divine, take what resonates, know that you have direct access inside of your body and all around you. Like, obviously, it's all around us, but sometimes it can feel like our outer shell is so thick that we can't feel it around us. But it doesn't matter how thick your shell is, because you have direct access inside your body. Go into meditation. Just sit with yourself while you're maybe doing this softening practice and feel that inside of you, inside of your thick shell. New beginnings. And burden on the bottom of the deck. I hope you're not feeling like a burden to anyone right now. You may, if you do, that may be something that you feel like an open wound, possibly from the relationship that you were in, possibly from childhood. I would journal that. I would journal through that. Get to the root of why you're feeling like that. Is there a fear? Is there a past trauma that has made you believe this? You know, here we have first chakra, which goes back to kind of feeling like you don't belong, maybe feeling unworthy. That could tie into feeling like a burden. I would focus on grounding your energy and like really connecting to the actual earth. I know, like, I feel like this is so watered down, like it gets thrown around so much, but like put your feet on the earth and let go of like society, other people, other judgments, you know, like absorbed conditioning, and just feel into Source and the earth. And like your unique and specific purpose here. Like, you are not here by accident, and somewhere inside of you, you know that. I feel like with everything coming out here, like, you know you're meant for something greater. You're not here to be a background character. Like, you're meant for something, whatever that may be. Source didn't just drop you and abandon you here. You are not a victim of fate. You are a powerful creator of your reality. And you need to remember that. You are a creator. Put your feet on the earth and really remind yourself that you were put here for a reason. It is your birthright to be here. You have a place here. You belong here. And any sort of lies or voices in your head telling you that you're a burden by being here, a burden on other people, those are lies that are living in your subconscious. That you I would advise to journal through that, explore that deeper. The key to abundance, the door to abundance, is knowing your worth, investing in yourself, knowing your worth. This is your door to value. I'm getting the feeling that like maybe you're living with, like maybe you're staying with someone right now that you maybe don't feel, maybe you don't feel deserving, maybe you don't feel worthy, maybe you feel like a burden being there. I would do your absolute best to overcome this, to work through this, to dig down into the things that I've mentioned. And I'm feeling like this person was overjoyed to pull you out of the situation that you were in. Like scooping you up out of a life that was harming you. I'm getting anger on the bottom of the deck. You may have some suppressed anger too. Anger is a surface emotion that is covering up some deeper, more sensitive feelings underneath that you may not want to be vulnerable enough to feel just yet. But don't push it down. Don't suppress it. That is a part of you. It's a part of what you're working through. Maybe you feel angry. Take what resonates. But maybe you feel angry at source, at the divine for the situation that you've been in. Or maybe you feel like you've been abandoned here, like on this planet. Don't push this anger down. Don't try to suppress it or push it away. Don't try to ignore it or act like it doesn't exist. You need to explore this. What's underneath this anger? Hurt, pain, grief, loneliness? What is it? Suppressing anger is suppressing your power. Anger, I feel like, is such a taboo because it can be seen as dangerous. Of course, in some people, there's a toxic side to everything. But if you actually integrate and learn how to work with your anger, it can be a doorway to self, to your power. I received this really powerful download a while back, and it was this imagery of like what occurs in your energetic system when you're pushing down your anger. It's like it's pulling down your life force. The imagery was by suppressing the anger, it was like pulling down from the third, second, and first chakra, like down into the depths, like into depression, into like a low, dense vibrational state, like you're pulling yourself down and like you're not able to come back up. You're pushing down your life force, your power, your sexual energy, your creativity, your powers of creation, your sense of worthiness and belonging, your empowerment. Explore your anger. Journal through your triggers. Whenever you feel triggered, this is a journal practice that you can do every night before you go to bed if this is something that you are working through. Every night before you go to bed or throughout the day, whatever fits into your lifestyle. But journal through your triggers, like what triggered me today, no matter how big or small. If it was a little frustration, if it was like you were annoyed or irritated or actually angry or whatever the situation or feeling may have been, write it down and then kind of like dig deeper and explore that. Like get to the root of what was triggering you. And it's wild once you start doing this. the root is always so far off from like the surface trigger. It will amaze you. And this is a key to like really learning yourself. And coming into greater peace. You know, like living with triggers, like this relationship may have, like they say, relationships with narcissists are crazy making. This relationship could have like put you into a state of like such mental torment that like you don't recognize yourself anymore. Like you could have a lot of triggers. Work through those. Don't ignore them. Don't push them down. They're not going anywhere. They are not going anywhere. And of course it's a process, you know, like it's not going to happen overnight, although it could. I went through a period of time a few years back where I was so committed to journaling through my triggers that I got rid of like almost every single trigger I had. And, you know, there are always a few that remain that like were in a, like I couldn't get to the bottom of them, you know, until like naturally in life situations occurred, realizations happened, perspective shifts, whatnot. And of course, but you can work through so much with this practice. All right, any final thoughts for group 3? Advice, let's see. Letting go. Yes. Forgiveness. Let's have a little chat about forgiveness and letting go. You may have a lot of anger towards this person for stealing or feeling like they stole your life. Like maybe if you had kids with this person, like they stole your opportunity to have like a healthy, loving father for your children or a healthy, loving partner to parent your kids with. You may have anger towards this person or towards life or towards God for a lot of things. Maybe even towards yourself for like falling into an illusion or whatnot. Take what resonates. But like take a moment to really notice and feel in your body like how much this is weighing you down, holding on to this anger. It takes so much life force to hold on to anger. Anger is so powerful. It has so much power. And if you're clinging on to anger towards others, it's really only harming yourself. Learn to forgive. You don't have to do this to their face. You don't have to say this to them. But in your heart and within yourself, find a way to forgive them for their human mistakes. And, you know, if your partner did suffer a lot of trauma, like maybe no excuses for them or their behaviors, but that was put on them somehow. Find a way inside of yourself, whatever it may be, whatever perspective shifts that you need to come to forgive just within yourself, if that's all you can do, just for like self-love, self-care, like being able to like take the lid off of this, like maybe anger, maybe hatred, ill feelings of some sort, and relieve yourself of that denseness, that like energy zapping, like life draining feeling that you are carrying for yourself and as part of your healing journey. Yeah. That's all I have for group 3. I really hope that this resonated and helped you in some way. Thank you so much for watching my first ever YouTube video. If my messages resonated with you, please consider subscribing, becoming part of the family. And there is so much more to come. Readings, Reiki healings. I'll be doing some guided embodiment practices that I will have on my Patreon, and I am planning to have them extremely affordable. I do not believe in gatekeeping spiritual practices, so I'm literally going to list them for maybe a couple of dollars. Yeah, I love you guys so much, and I'm so excited to start this journey with you and grow our family here and community and continue on this healing and empowerment journey. Love you guys so much.